Hartnett, and they're going to speak.
Okay.
Sorry. Hi, my name is Susan Hartnett, and this is Arlene Kelly. We were brought together under similar circumstances. Our children were killed by HPD. We are here today to speak out on the subject of excessive force and deadly force and other civil rights violations by HPD. My son was killed on October 25th, 1998. 7 officers surrounded his truck, beat out his windows, and beat him with their nightsticks inside his vehicle. When one officer tripped, they all opened fire and they shot him in the cab of his truck. 59 bullets, 14 of which killed him, 3 bullets in the back. All of the officers were no-billed and none were fired, even though they were violating many of their own policies and procedures. Police officers only have to say, "I feared for my life," and even the most contemptible act of murder is legally excused. Police officers enjoy such a high level of immunity from prosecution that nearly every accusation of misconduct is arrogantly dismissed by the chief, the grand jury, and the judges who throw our lawsuits out of court because, as always is claimed by the police, they feared for their lives. They are supposed to be peace officers, but too many of them are ready to shoot at the slightest move. They are no longer trained to think for themselves, to bring a peaceful resolution to confrontation. No, they are taught to shoot first and shoot to kill. There is no middle ground. Their victim is either dead or accidentally alive. In 1999 and 2000, the Houston Police Department had the second highest number of police shootings in the nation, more even than New York City, second only to Harris County Sheriff's Department, which was ranked number 1. There has to be a better way to monitor police officers and harsher punishments for those who violate the law, especially those officers who violate the rights of the victims. If you do not speak out on this subject and demand change, then we give the police the green light for racial profiling, to taser us, beat us, bully us, and kill us without any consequences for their actions. Arlene and I developed a website called Civilians Down to inform the public of officer-involved shootings, misconduct, mistreatment, illegal activities, corruption, and human rights violations by officers who are supposed to protect us and serve us in Houston, Harris County, Texas. Thank you.
Arlene. I'm going to let you use this one. Is this working? No, somebody lied to me. It doesn't work.
What do I do?
Actually,
The best thing is, hi, Arlene's going to speak. I'm just kind of like doing a little technical help here. You know, right up into your mouth is the best way to get it kind of, okay? And
Do I
also,
even need that? Do I need this?
Use the mic and
yeah, it helps. Yeah, it really does.
Susie's son was killed in 1998. My daughter was killed in 1999 by a Houston police officer who didn't use good judgment under the circumstances. My daughter was walking down the street to her doctor's office, who had called for an ambulance for her. Instead, she got the cops. Hello? Yes, is that better?
Working now again?
You're gonna stand in okay for me? Just
Yeah, you
talk?
speak into this. Hold this way.
Okay. Okay. Lost my train of thought. Susie's, the anniversary of her son's death comes up in 3 days. she's got a rough week ahead of her, because as these anniversaries approach, it's very difficult for us to function properly. I just passed the 13th year of my daughter's death. But aside from that, I wanted to enlarge on what Ray said. The officer who killed the young Hispanic boy, Eli Escobar, was just 14 years old. He had nothing to do with the incident that the officer was investigating, and yet he was singled out to be tackled, and poor boy was crying out for his mother on the ground, saying, "I just want to go home." This rogue cop kneeled over him, put a gun to his temple, and pulled the trigger. Do not tell me that was an accident. He did it on purpose. I agree that the jury system is skewed. The whole justice system is skewed. I don't know how in the world it can be fixed. There is such a problem in every phase of it. And yet we have to try to work on any area that we can. One of the things that I've noticed is the shiny object in the hand. Lots of those things have been supposedly mistaken for weapons, for guns. Started out with a wallet in New York with Diallo. Well, it didn't start there, but there was recently the ballpoint pen of Mr. Claunch, the paraplegic in the wheelchair. His weapon was a ballpoint pen. Roland Carnaby, a CIA contractor, had a cell phone in his hand, and he was shot in the back by Houston officers. Sierra Lee had a silver bracelet on. She reached out the window to punch in the numbers of her of the gate so she could get into her home. Cop shot at her because she had a shiny object in her hand. My daughter didn't have a shiny object in her hand, but she did have a fanny pack, and there was supposedly a weapon in there. Of course, there was none. But that's what made the cop fearful. All of these things make police officers fear for their lives. So I urge everybody here, don't ever have a shiny object in your hand or you might get dead.